Good evening. My name is Celeste Campos, and I am honored to welcome you to the Big Give, an evening that embodies the extraordinary power of women coming together to lead change. At Impact 100 Garden State, we believe that when women unite their resources, voices, and vision, we don't just fund nonprofits. We build lasting partnerships that strengthen communities. Tonight is a celebration of the incredible organizations we have the privilege to support. Organizations that are on the front lines addressing urgent needs, creating opportunities, and delivering hope. Our role is not just to give, but to stand beside them as true partners in impact. We are here to honor our 7 remarkable finalists and recognize all awardees. Each of these organizations represents hope, resilience, and the kind of work that truly changes lives. Let's begin this evening inspired by what we, as women united in purpose and partnership, can accomplish together. This evening would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. Their commitment helps us bring this celebration to life, and more importantly, helps fuel the impact we make together throughout the year. We are deeply grateful for their partnership and are pleased to welcome representatives from 2 of our gold sponsors to share a few words with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming Bob Ward from Neuberger Berman.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Bob Ward. I'm a managing director at Neuberger Berman, which is a private, independent, employee-owned investment management firm established in 1939. We manage more than $500 billion worth of assets for institutions and individuals. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening to tell you a bit about Neuberger Berman's unwavering commitment to making a positive impact not only on the financial lives of our clients, but also in the communities we're proud to call home. At Neuberger Berman, we believe that success is measured not just by the bottom line, but the difference we make in the world around us. As a firm, we've always embraced the culture of giving back. Through our charitable initiatives, we support causes that align our values, whether it's advancing education, promoting health and wellness, or fostering sustainable practices to ensure a better future for generations to come. What truly sets us apart is the passion of our people. Across the globe, our employees dedicate their time, their talents, and their resources to serving local communities. From volunteering at food banks, to mentoring students, to participating in fundraising events, we are driven by the belief that collective action creates lasting change. Closer to home, we are proud to collaborate with local organizations right here in New Jersey. These partnerships allow us to address unique challenges faced by our neighbors and contribute to the vibrancy of our community. At Neuberger Berman, we see philanthropy not as a responsibility, but as an opportunity to build stronger communities, empower individuals, and create meaningful connections. Thank you for allowing me to share our passion in serving our local communities and our commitment to supporting organizations that make a difference. Once again, best of luck to the great finalists, and thank you for your passion in supporting those in need. Good evening.
Next, we welcome Cindy Aiken from PPAC Private.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here tonight at this exciting event when we have our big reveal, big give. And I would just like to say a couple of words about PPAC Private Bank and Trust, also formerly known as PPAC Gladstone Bank. At PPAC Private Bank and Trust, we offer client-centric, single point of contact, private banking. This includes thoughtful insight and customized solutions for our wealth, commercial, personal, and investment banking clients. Private banking is an extraordinary personal banking experience with detailed attention, trusted advice, and tailored solutions from a team of professionals who understand our clients' needs, priorities, and values. Our team is equipped to provide elevated and memorable experiences every day. As an institution, our bank is committed to social responsibility, effective corporate governance, and environmental sustainability. Our bank-wide policies reflect these commitments, and they are incorporated into all our products and services and the bank's long-term strategic goals. PPAC Private fosters an environment of diversity and inclusion across all business lines, operating ethically and supporting clients and local communities. Our strategy focuses on achieving hiring levels that are representative of the communities we serve, as well as improving diversity representation in senior roles. We have dedicated actions designed to drive a more diverse and inclusive workforce, focusing on recruiting, hiring, and cultural awareness. Our bank is also very invested in our community. In 2024, the bank supported 325 charitable organizations with 445 employees contributing over 1,600 hours of service through 60 different events. We provided over $800,000 in charitable donations to our local organizations. We were presented with the New Jersey Bankers Community Service Award for the 15th year in a row and named a champion of good works by the Commerce and Industry Association of New Jersey for the 6th year. And dear to my heart, we hosted 17 financial literacy workshops, reaching 379 participants, many of which were in low-income areas. Also of note, we have expanded our banking footprint from exclusively New Jersey into New York. We have a beautiful new branch and office on Park Avenue, and we'll be adding more locations to New York this year. For over 100 years, the relationships we have developed with our clients are more than transactions. They're the beginnings of careers, businesses, friendships, histories, and legacies. We hope that you will join us and discover firsthand the exceptional service our clients receive. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob and Cindy. I would also like to acknowledge the women from Affinity Federal Credit Union who are here with us tonight. We also have Ray Financial Group, Beely Blooms, Harbor Freight, Delta Dental, and Fairleigh Dickinson University here tonight to support us. Thank you for your continued support and belief in our mission. Now I'd like to invite our 7 finalists to the stage as we begin the panel portion of our program. So if our panelists could come to the stage and take a seat. This year, we've reimagined how we honor our finalists with the goal of giving you, our members and guests a more meaningful opportunity to hear directly from the organizations at the heart of our mission. After all, tonight is about them, their work, their vision, and their impact in our communities. These are challenging times for our nonprofit partners, and we are deeply grateful for their dedication, resilience, and unwavering commitment to those they serve. Let's take this moment to listen, learn, and be inspired by the extraordinary work they lead every day. To the questions. Where's Janae? Janae Bowden, first question. Janae is from After School All-Stars. What is something that has surprised you working in the nonprofit world?
Good evening, everyone. When I started this work, I just needed an excuse to dance. I started as an enrichment instructor with After School All-Stars nearly 9 years ago. And one surprise is that I would be here as director, having just taken the opportunity to dance in a classroom full of kindergartners. But one of the other surprises has been the level of resilience required not only from the leadership of nonprofits like After School All-Stars, but also the scholars, families, and staff. Because this work is something that we do as the world continues to change around us, yet we still allow the stars to continue to shine. It's about navigating that constant change, advocating for sustainability for programs like ours, and ensuring that every decision supports the scholars and families we serve. It's been amazing to see the creativity and strategy that our team has put together, even being the first of our organization, the first chapter to thrive in COVID. And the ability to pivot, problem solve, and deliver high quality programs and high quality enrichment to scholars across the state. I didn't fully grasp all of this when I began this work, again, just an excuse. But the scholars we serve constantly remind us and constantly motivate us to continue this work every day, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what's going on in their families, no matter the tough things that their mentors or teachers are going through on a day-to-day, we still show up and we still deliver. And that is a surprise.
Thank you, Janae. Regina Smith, Disability Rights, New Jersey's Youth Justice Project. Regina, what part of your work energizes you the most as you work toward your organization's mission?
Thanks for that question. So Disability Rights New Jersey advances the civil and other legal rights of individuals with disabilities, promoting their self-determination and their integration in all facets of life, ensuring that they are free from abuse and neglect. Our Youth Justice Project exemplifies the mission, and I am most energized by our client-centered, holistic representation that we offer all of our clients. But you see, each case and each client we serve is not just about that one person. It's about setting a precedent to transform the system. We've seen a positive outcome for a youth send ripples through the system, encouraging reform that benefits others in similarly situated areas. This change is crucial. We address immediate injustices with the hope that it contributes to a broader movement asserting the rights of all New Jersey justice-impacted youth with disabilities.
Thank you, Regina. Chris Van Lanningham Freedom House, the family afterward for mothers and their children. So Chris, yes. What is a moment when you truly felt the power of community?
Thank you, and congratulations to all the finalists. I wanted to say that real quick. So I feel really fortunate to see the power of community all the time in my work. And I've heard it said that the opposite of addiction is connection. And I think there's just so much truth in that. Individuals need to be and feel connected and supported in their recovery. But I do have a moment I want to share. Last June, I participated in an event with Legal Services of New Jersey, and they were having their Family Unification Day, and they were honoring one of the families that we were serving in the program. And when she got up to the podium and was talking, I was so struck realizing how many people and how many agencies were involved in the success of this family. Ours, of course, providing the recovery housing and case management, but also the substance use treatment providers and the family therapists and the parenting coaches and the church that they had joined in the community and the food bank and social services and even the child welfare workers and the family court judges and the CASA workers. Shout out to the CASA workers, they're amazing. Honestly, that is an amazing organization. This was a long road for this family. It was almost 4 years that it took her to get her custody of all 3 of her children back and have all of her cases closed. And it was not going to be possible without the power of community. You know, so many people coming together. And when she had originally gone up to the stage, she brought her 3 children with her up on the stage. And when she was done talking, her 12-year-old son raised his hand like he was in school. He wasn't at all intimidated by this huge room full of people. He wanted to talk, and he went over to the microphone and he said, "I want to thank you for my family. I want to thank you for," he said, "I'm so happy to be back with my mom and my sister and my brother." And that little boy touched everybody's heart, I think, that day. We know we can't be everything to everybody. We have to collaborate and cooperate to meet the needs of those that we serve. And although it may sound cliche, when it comes to helping families heal from the devastating effects of addiction, it truly does take a village. And community is so important. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Sandra Levine from the Great Swamp Watershed Association. Sandra, what is a positive impact your organization made that sticks with you?
Good evening, everyone. So Great Swamp Watershed Association is, tasked with protecting the waters of the Passaic River. And one of the things we do is land stewardship. In 2020, we were able to complete a restoration project on our conservation management area in Harding, 73 acres of forested floodplain that had in the early 20th century been drained to provide livestock grazing. And though that particular venture was short-lived, the land hadn't been restored. And so this area of land had been drier and drained, the river had been straightened, and we were able to restore that. We worked with community members, with private professionals, and we restored the wetland to its former state, allowing much more stormwater runoff to be held in that area and offsetting flooding downstream. What we then realized was that our 73 acres of trails were now underwater. And so we put out a call to our community volunteers, and they really rose to the occasion. They built 25,000 feet of raised boardwalk within a year so that in 2021, our educational programming could continue without pause. It was an amazing act, and we couldn't have done it without our volunteers. What sticks with me is that since then, thousands of students have come to that conservation management area to see this restored forested floodplain. Students from local schools like Madison, and students from further out like Patterson and Newark. Students who may never have had the chance to come to a forested area or see a wetland before. And what really sticks with me is the excitement we see on these students' faces when they learn how to identify what kind of dragonfly they just saw, or they hold a crayfish for the first time. And what we do is engage them in collecting data and learning how they can be the environmental advocates of the future. And that's really what sticks with me.
Thank you, Sandra. Tara Ferrigno from Somerset Hills Learning Institute. Tara, what inspired you to get involved with this nonprofit?
So my career with Somerset Hills Learning Institute, as many of yours is probably, I got here kind of with an over the river and through the woods path. In 2001, I was freshly out of college. I am going to ask you to please stop doing math in your head. And I was working in the city in a marketing position. My career was going on the path that I expected it to, and then my nephew was diagnosed with autism. And it was a gut punch for the whole family. So I and the family decided that we all had to rally and decide what is going to work for him and what isn't going to work for him. And navigating those waters was very challenging. None of us knew anything about autism. So I decided to put my career on pause for 1 year so that I could go and learn more about autism and how to help him become the best him he could be. So I took what they called at that point the alternate route, and again, don't do math, but I'm so old I don't know if they call it that anymore. And I got a teaching certificate, and then I applied for a job with Somerset Hills Learning Institute, which at that point was in the basement of a church. So it wasn't the greatest digs, but it was the greatest program. And I knew that even on interview. So again, 1 year, I was gonna learn what to do here, and I was gonna go help my family, I was gonna move on with my life. 1 year was over, and I knew that I couldn't leave unless I was asked to leave. The reward was simply too great when I was there. Every single day, I knew that I wasn't only now learning how to impact my nephew's life, but I was learning how to impact and measurably and meaningfully the lives of so many students with autism, not just our own. Through our mentoring and research, I was impacting the lives of people globally, and I was playing such a huge role in that, I felt, that I could never leave. So now 24 years later, don't do math. It's still what inspires me every single day, just knowing that I'm playing a small role, and many responsibilities and positions later, I'm still playing a small role in affecting positive improvements in other people's lives.
Thank you, Tara. Valerie Macchio from Sparta Community Food Pantry. Valerie, what is one thing people may misunderstand about your organization and the work you do?
Okay. Well, first of all, we're here 40 years, run by volunteers, 100% for 40 years. We have, including our board, which is required to work at the pantry. We feed approximately 4,000 people a month, and we've been doing that for 40 years. We don't have benefactors, we don't have sponsors, we fundraise to raise money to purchase food. We find our populations, we work with everybody and anyone that needs food. Period, end of the story. We are passionate with our work, and we will do it until the next 40 years. We have people who have given up careers to work with us at no cost, and we work with everybody. I say everybody and anybody, because that's important these days with everybody being paid and salaries. It's important to know that we work with people who are displaced by fire, losing their home through financial reasons. We have people who are displaced, homeless, homebound people. We work with Atlantic Health Systems to be the pantry of referral for people who are going home after surgery and don't have anybody there to take care of them. We work with police departments so that we can meet the person who have just experienced traumatic experiences and who need help. We work with them with go bags so that each police station in Sussex County has a bag of food that they can greet a person who is recently homeless, terrible car accident, fire, or any sort of loss, that we will be able to give them food before they get to social services, before they get to a social service agency. We deliver to 300 people who are homebound, who are chronically ill. We deliver to 50 people in hotel rooms who have lost their houses through whatever means that they have. We give our clients hope. We talk about hope as if it's not something that we can really control. We give them hope so that tomorrow, with a full belly, that they can go to sleep and get a job tomorrow. We give them hope so that they can be kind to their family members and their children today. We give them hope that they will do good on a school test or to be able to make it tomorrow to the drug screening at the doctor's office. And we've been doing this for 40 years and will continue to do this for another 40.
Thank you, Valerie. Helen Arshantu, the YWCA of Northern New Jersey, Operation Sisterhood. What one small part of your program has had an unexpectedly big impact?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us here, and congratulations to all the fellow finalists. I think that the piece that has really had the biggest impact is being able to make the women veterans like Lucy, who you all got to meet through our video, that, we all feel that in our minds, I believe, that our those that are serving us and serving our country come home and are treated like heroes. But that's not the case. That's not the case. I see Lucy crying. She's going to make me start crying right now. Anyway, it's not the case. And I think the piece for us that's so meaningful about the program is that we're able to make these women feel like heroes the way that they should have felt the second they came back into our community. Just to be clear, our women veterans are coming back into a system that was made for men. They are expected to get their health care at a VA system that does not have a mammogram machine, that does not have an OB. To this day in 2025, there's no OB there. So someone who's coming back who wants to have a baby can't get any support or services where they are expected to get their health care. The gynecologists there are part-time and all men right now. There's very little gender-specific care, and the PTSD training isn't really talking about military sexual trauma, which we know is a very high rate of impact for our female veterans. And a statistic Lucy and I were just talking about as we were driving over here is that 51% of our National Guard live below the poverty line when they return, here. So, I think for us, it's just being able to wrap around these women, to be able to provide the services that they need, whether they're homeless, whether they're food insecure, whether they need jobs, whatever it is, being able to wrap around them, and really being able to make them feel like the heroes that they truly are. And I also just have to say the thing that is so incredibly special about this population, and I started working with them 15 years ago because we hired Lucy as a fund development assistant in our organization, and as we started talking and she was explaining to me what she experienced when she came home, we're a women's organization, so we should be helping. So we jumped in and started doing annual programs at the time, which was way before, Operation Sisterhood was born. I think the thing that's so meaningful and so also is just to see is that these women veterans, not only are we able to help them, but they then help each other. And that ripple effect of that experience is so incredibly meaningful for them because that sisterhood is exactly what they were raised with in the military, and then they feel like that they're able to be connected to it back in civilian life as well. So, thank you.
Thank you, Helen. Let's give a warm round of applause to our 7 finalists. both to honor the incredible work they do and to thank them for sharing their insights and experiences with us tonight. Before I turn the program over to Valerie Kazel and Nicole Gamero, I want to share what's coming next, perhaps the most anticipated part of the evening. In just a moment, we'll announce the recipients of our $100,000 grants, one by one. Each will be invited to the podium to say a few words. Following that, we'll recognize our $10,000 Merit Award recipients who will be invited to the stage as a group for a well-deserved moment of appreciation and to say a few words if they so choose. And now, with deep gratitude, I'd like to thank Valerie and Nicole for their leadership of our grant operations team. Your thoughtful guidance and tireless work have brought us to this powerful moment. Valerie, Nicole, take it away.
Thank you, Celeste, and a special thank you to all our members for making tonight's award meeting a reality. It's really wonderful. Just the room is great. By way of introduction, I'm Valerie Kazel, and I'm the Chair of Grant Operations.
I'm Nicole Gamero, Vice Chair of Grant Operations and future Chair. We're here tonight representing the Joint Grant Committee, which is comprised of our nonprofit outreach team led by Louise Murray and Victoria Herzberg, our grant administration team led by Barb Demarest and Karen Yutzis, and our grant operations team.
Our 7 grant teams could not have made their selections without the dedication of over 115 of you involved over the last 6 months. Countless hours were spent coming to this moment. Getting the word out for the nonprofit community about grants, reviewing 92 applications to ensure they fell within our focus areas and met our eligibility criteria. And thank you to our financial review committee, which was 11 of you, led by Crystal Robinson and Irene Maroney, for ensuring the applicants had a solid financial footing. And the Grant Administration Review Committee, which was 6 individuals, led by Barb Demarest, to ensure consistency with our requests for documents and information pertaining to the implementation of the proposals. This year we had 91 grant reviewers. That's 14 co-chairs, leading 77 volunteers on the 7 grant review committees, which evaluated each proposed program, visited with some of the applicants to get to know them better, and then selected the 7 finalists presented to you tonight.
This vetting process is no small undertaking. It is challenging, yet rewarding. Throughout the process, reviewers committed their time and energy to carefully reviewing applications, participating in team meetings and site visits, and taking part in many spirited conversations. In the end, each team came together to reach consensus. Can everyone who participated in the grant review process this year please stand for appreciation? Thank you. On behalf of the Joint Grant Committee, we thank everyone involved for your commitment and time. We could not have done all this work without you.
And to the 7 finalists here tonight, a huge thank you to you for the time you spent developing your proposals, for sharing with us the needs of the communities that you serve, and for hosting our teams during the site visits and answering our numerous questions, and for everything you do to make our communities a better place to live. Can we have a round of applause again for all our finalists?
Thanks to the tireless effort of our membership committee, in 2025, we have 426 members and are able to award 4 $100,000 grants this year and recognize the work of the other finalists with $10,000 merit awards. We wish we had 7 signature $100,000 grants to award tonight. So may we continue to grow so our collective giving can continue to reach even more nonprofits. Each of these finalists is doing impactful work that inspires our votes. Speaking for myself, it was not an easy choice. So without further ado, we will announce the grantees.
Yep. I'll let you do them.
So our first $100,000 award winner goes to Freedom House.
Hi, my name is Ann Delaney. My sister Mary Beth and I are the co-chairs of the Freedom House Family Afterward program. Thank you so much for this donation to our organization, to Freedom House and the Family Afterward program. We're going to name the house after my mom and dad, who raised 9 children in Morristown, and my father, who worked very hard to classify alcoholism as a disease. So we're really thrilled the house is finally coming to fruition. We hope to open our doors to welcome 5 mothers and their children, reunite those families, break the cycle of addiction, and try to really bring joy and happiness to some moms and their families. So thank you so much.
Did I say that?
I don't know. Did I say it? Okay. And our second announcement is for Somerset Hills Learning Institute, a growing need to grow.
My goodness. Thank you. It is truly an honor to be among such great organizations being supported tonight. So congratulations to everyone. I have to say that this work you're supporting tonight started 42 years ago. And like Tara said, don't do the math because that's when I graduated college. And I was hired by 2 PhD level educated women running an organization, a world-renowned organization that was showing the world that there were no throwaway children with autism. And in fact, they could graduate back to the public schools and have a productive life that prior to that, in the 1970s, 60s, and 50s, nobody thought possible. Those women inspired me with 3 core values. First, operating from science. Second, building systems that others could learn and operate from. And third, delivering services compassionately. I went on from that work, earned my own PhD, and then returned with them to establish Somerset Hills Learning Institute. They helped us establish those systems that are still in place today and that are being built upon. Those systems have enabled us to graduate many children back to school and reduce the need for services in adulthood for many others. But still, there's not enough service support, especially at the adult level. So some years later, a very generous donor invited us to learn from Wendy Blanchard how to build hydroponic farming opportunities to build jobs for people with disabilities. She had done 22 of them around the country. Long story short, we followed her model. Today we stand before you with an incredible gratitude because your support is going to enable us to now take that job creations program, Sustainable Futures, into the future and give truly sustainable lives to adults with autism who in New Jersey are experiencing an 87% unemployment rate. So, women have influenced this organization from minute one, and what you women did tonight is catapult us into the future. And if those two women were alive today to see what you have done, they'd be prouder than I could even put in words. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay. Our next $100,000 grant recipient is Sparta Community Food Pantry.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. This will allow us to collect and distribute what we estimate 400,000 pounds of food to people who need it in Warren, Sussex, and Morris County. To everybody that you help on behalf of our clients, we thank you.
We're buying a truck.
So, our fourth finalist, or I shouldn't say fourth finalist to receive the $100,000 grant is the YWCA Northern New Jersey. Sorry, I'm like looking at her as I say that.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. First of all, congratulations to all. This is so amazing for me because the women I helped were me. I did it, in my story when I did my video, my pregnancy, that child that I was homeless with, was the product of my assault in the military. And that to me was, I thought my life was over. And just one person, like all of you here today, saw something in me and helped me grow. And that's what I do for these women today. So thank you so much. I want to hug all of you so much, but thank you so very much.
Well, we cannot offer all of the finalists the $100,000. We are so grateful and moved for their efforts and their work in the community, and would like to recognize them by awarding our $10,000 Merit Awards, which are unrestricted funds for their organizations. So we honor After School All-Stars New Jersey, Disability Rights New Jersey, and the Great Swamp Watershed Association.
What an incredible evening. Before we return to mingling and enjoying the rest of the night, I want to leave you with a few parting thoughts. Let's give one more heartfelt round of applause to our 7 inspiring finalists. Their work fuels hope, drives change, and strengthens the very fabric of our communities. And to you, our members, thank you. Without your generosity and belief in the power of collective giving, we would not be able to award $426,000 this year. Your commitment is what makes nights like this and impact like this possible. If you've been inspired tonight, and I hope you have, there's no better time to renew or join Impact 100 Garden State. Simply scan the QR code or visit the membership table to continue your journey with us. A heartfelt thank you to the dedicated team that made this evening possible. Our events team, led by Davini Pereira and Linda Ross, along with their exceptional committee. Thank you as well to Julie Kimmel from Jam Productions for recording tonight's program. And to Liz Polo of My Havana Photography, also one of our own members, for capturing these special moments. Thank you again for being here tonight, for standing with our nonprofit partners, and for being part of this extraordinary community of women who lead with purpose and give with heart. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and let's carry the spirit of the Big Give with us all year long.